You want to see a chef who managed to annoy the hell out of Chef Ramsay just by showing up to Hell's Kitchen? Oh boy, have I got someone to introduce to you. When the latter fired off the first ticket, Chino needed a repeat, but this wasn't his prep school.
I'm sorry, Chef, can you repeat that?
Can I repeat that?
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Chef.
let me repeat it. Yourself.
Moving on to the entrees, Chino's miso cod came out looking like it had been on the grill for a minute or 20 too long. Imagine my shock when Chef Ramsay got up in his face about it.
I burned the miso cod. You know, I should know too, because I'm Asian.
Anyway, this led to his timeout at the chef's table, where sous chef Scott kindly assigned him some garlic prep duty. Definitely something more his speed.
There you go, at least you won't be able to burn any of that.
Ugh, horrible.
But hey, nothing improved in the second service as well. He and Jonathan paired up at the appetizer station, but things went down the drain real fast there too. The first table ended, and while Brendan's orders were making their way to the pass, Chino's risotto was lagging eons behind schedule. And Chino and the rest of his team may as well have been on different planets, considering how poorly they were communicating.
How long out on the risotto?
Anyway, Chef Ramsay tore into Chino for being too fixated on the rice. When Chino finally sent out his first risotto, well, he made sure to burn it in effigy before the customers could even get their hands on it. And the entire pan went into the trash. So what about round 2? Same burnt story. Chef Ramsay's disappointment was written all over his face.
I've got another burnt risotto. It's fucking burnt!
The incomplete table had to go out, or, well, everybody would have gone hungry.
Apologize, risotto's behind it, yes? Come on, Chino.
Despite the crash and burn, he somehow survived. Again. Sometime later, he stepped into the role of assistant maître d'œuvre for the family night dinner service. But his debut wasn't exactly turning any heads.
Chino! Chino! Chino!
When he handed Chef Ramsay the first ticket, well, let's just say Ramsay couldn't make a head or tail of Chino's handwriting. On top of the chicken scratch, Chino forgot a crucial detail, the sides. He was lucky the blue team won in spite of his efforts.
And no sides?
No, I didn't, Chef.
Oh, piss off, Chino.
After the blue team's loss in the chicken creation challenge, they decided to roll up their sleeves and simulate a dinner service for some extra practice. His team was left disheartened as Chino stumbled through the practice without any actual cooking involved. It was clear that he was a liability, even when the stakes were as low as possible.
How long?
You gotta give me 4 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
3 minutes on a 3 minutes on a
3 minutes.
During the dinner service, Chino was holding down the meat station with Paul. Things were rolling smoothly until a few speed bumps showed up. Jonathan then stepped in, lending a hand with those Wellingtons. Team effort, you know? But what did Chino know about it? Then came the chef's table's order. Chino confidently called out 1 minute. Seeing him struggle, Natalie jumped in to help and sous chef Scott wanted an update. And then Chino's timing was suddenly a whole lot different.
How long until it's ready?
It's gonna be 3 more minutes, Chef.
So you need 3 minutes?
Now, instead of just accepting any assistance whatsoever, Chino's response was entitled as hell. He brushed off Natalie's advice completely, claiming her approach wasn't helpful.
You don't need to preach to me, okay? So it doesn't help. Doesn't help, okay?
And then the Wellingtons. Chino's moment to shine turned into a kitchen nightmare. Oh, wait, wrong show. But I mean, if you left him to his own devices, I'm sure he could have made any of Chef Ramsay's restaurants need a rescue from his own show. Anyway, when they finally made their way out, Chef Ramsay's reaction said it all: raw. Hey, at least he didn't burn it this time, right? Chef Ramsay then ordered a kitchen-wide inspection. And well, it was back to square one for Chino.
It's raw. Raw!
But then came his second attempt. And how did that turn out?
That is raw. That is white. What is that? So now you just fucked.
Yep, still raw. And that was the final straw. The blue team got the boot from the kitchen, all thanks to those undercooked Wellingtons and lamb.
All of you, fuck off out of here. Get upstairs.
Chino's refusal to accept help, coupled with his failure to deliver a properly cooked dish, was his team's undoing. He knew he messed up, but instead of owning up to it, he seemed to think that Natalie made him look bad. When she tried to be the bigger person and apologize for how she spoke to him, his response was just harsh.
Natalie, don't make me look worse.
I was trying to help you, and if it came off that way, I'm sorry.
And then, to top it all off, when Natalie started getting really emotional, instead of showing a bit of empathy or remorse, Chino doubled down. He had the nerve to think that she was just crying for attention.
She likes to put on a show, and it's a joke. What I have to kiss your ass all the time? I wasn't lying.
I mean, what the heck, man? His treatment of Natalie was a real low point. It felt like the whole blue team was on board with welcoming Natalie except for him. I wonder why. Now, luck played a big part for Chino in the earlier episodes. Steven's mishaps, Brendan's blatantly obvious lie, and bam, the blue team snagged a win in episode 3. But when it came to episode 4, oh boy, Chino had nowhere to hide. Let's be real here, in that episode, Chino's cooking game was just not up to par. And there's a genuinely valid argument that he was one of the most incompetent chefs to ever grace the show. And his behavior towards Natalie on his elimination night was totally uncalled for. Making someone cry just because they were trying to lend you a hand is downright disgusting. Anyway, it's gotta be embarrassing to be humiliated on the show when you know your family would inevitably witness it on TV. I'd keep my attitude in check for this very reason. And if you're with me, then drop a like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications. But as it turns out, Andrew over here couldn't care less. He decided to take the whole flirting game to a whole new level.
I get married in a couple months. Probably not going to be a strong relationship.
Ugh. The dude not only flirted with another contestant, but also casually dropped that the Playboy Mansion was the highlight of his life, all while having a fiancé.
Are you circling my bald spot right now?
No.
Head's really balding?
I mean, it depends how you comb it.
Like, really? Cheating is never a good look, and Andrew not only betrayed his fiancé, but also acted like it was just another day for him.
Andrew, here's your grandma Helen and your girlfriend Leela.
So, not only was Andrew in a way too one-sided open relationship, but he also had a knack for being excessively loud. What's more, he always had an excuse for everything, including his lack of leadership skills. During some reward or other, when Devin suggested toning down his decibel level, Andrew had a full-blown disagreement.
All we gotta do is humble ourselves, and let's be more soft-spoken and communicate with respect.
Hey, by the way, he's right. But according to him, being loud was just a Philadelphia thing.
I'm from Philly. I'm loud, I'm boisterous, that's how I am.
Oh, of course, that explains it. Philadelphians, comment down below and let me know if this piece of work represents you. But let's be real here, if your leadership style relies on heavily yelling, you're not exactly leadership material. Like, at least Chef Ramsay has 2 volume settings and can string together an intelligible sentence. Good leaders should be in the business of lifting people up, not blowing their eardrums out. Now, time for the Indian cuisine dinner service from season 13, where one contestant messed up big time. It was an interesting mix on the menu, with classics and some traditional Indian dishes like tandoori chicken and off-the-wall stuff like Panera flatbread pizza. Celebs like Billy Gibson, Uzo Aduba, and Lisa Guerrero showed up as well. Chef Ramsay threw down the gauntlet with Santos and Bryant, asking them to whip up a flatbread pizza. Bryant decided to take the reins. Now, Aaron was trying to keep things smooth, but Bryant, in an attempt to help on the fish station, ended up sending up a raw scallop. But guess whose fault that was?
Still stone cold in the Who cooked them? No answer. Who cooked them?
My station, I take responsibility.
Later, Bryant tried to weasel his way out.
But you certainly didn't go, I cooked them.
Because I was like, "Bleh," and you're like,
Jump on it. Motherfucker, how could I?
Wait, what? Then Bryant got into a spat with Shade, who called him out over his patronizing attitude.
Don't give me shit, Ryan.
I don't need to hear you.
Okay, you're not fucking talking.
Despite the internal bickering, the blue team managed to get their appetizers out. The kitchen chaos continued though, with fish orders piling up, Aaron causing a small fire, and Bryant stepping in to handle it. Chef Ramsay wondered if what he was seeing was even real. Shade and Bryant were still at odds, and Santos called out the situation for what it was, a huge mess.
Aaron can't even figure out where the fuck he's at. It's a fucking absolute shit show right now. Sade and Brian are ready to just go toe-to-toe and slug it out.
Then, Aaron sent out a raw salmon, and Chef Ramsay uncovered Bryant's raw garnishes.
Touch that. Touch that. Rock.
Okay, let's admit it, the men were lost without Sterling.
I guess you don't want to jump over to the blue team, Sterling.
No, thank you, chef.
Now, Bryant's anger took the center stage during the deliberations. Oh yeah, Mr. Nice Guy was a thing of the past, and he declared that he was done playing nice.
I'm done playing nice. I'm seriously done. I am fucking done.
Uh-huh, bro, we get you. However, things quickly escalated when Bryant confronted Aaron about not heeding his advice. Accusations were thrown around and it turned into a heated exchange.
I don't know why you listen to her more than you listen to Garnet.
Because she was more organized than you were.
Seriously, why was he acting like that?
You need a bullhorn at the end of the table here to talk over me, to talk to you.
Dude, calm down, you ass.
Then he considered nominating Fernando, who in return criticized Bryant's inability to make a coherent argument and called out his awful attitude.
Your attitude sucks. You will never be able to fucking manage a brigade with that fucking attitude.
Absolutely right, my man. As Bryant's temper flared, Shade urged him to cool it, and Aaron reminded him of the raw scallop incident.
You sent up raw scallops for me tonight.
You fucking putting justifying on me, showing that you are a weak-ass man.
Despite Bryant claiming that he would take responsibility, there was a lingering concern about a potential physical altercation. Bryant was unfazed and taunted the team to nominate him, asserting that he'd survive anyway.
Y'all can each vote for me, that's fine, but I'm not leaving.
By the way, he's the only finalist I just can't bring myself to support. The guy came off as arrogant, annoying, and overly self-assured. While I wouldn't call it anger issues, he seemed like he was just trying to project toughness.
Cause I'm dominant more than you. That's why I'm standing. Everyone knows how the fuck I roll, man. We've set the fucking tone now.
That perpetual scowl on his face with those angry eyebrows gave off a vibe of all show and no substance.
Don't call me honey. I'm not your honey. Or sweetie or any of these other fucking pet names. Tell me about me. Tell me about me then.
Now, what do you think? Speaking of, another chef who had unparalleled delusions of grandeur is Amber from season 19. She made a return for the final dinner service among the 7 chefs. When Corey chose Jordan over her, she seemed really surprised.
I really thought she was talking about me and going to pick me. My feelings are a little hurt. It's just business, so it is what it is.
Sorry, but the finale isn't about your feelings. Mary Lou selected her as the 3rd addition to her team after Cody and Nikki, and Lauren followed. That night, she confronted Corey for not choosing her like a hurt little child. Despite Corey explaining that it wasn't personal, Amber continued to harbor resentment. She vented to both Mary Lou and Lauren, dismissing Corey's decision as her loss.
I'm surprised you picked Jordan before you picked me. Okay, well, it hurt my feelings.
Even though she claimed to be over it, Amber still gave Corey a hard time the next day, much to Corey's annoyance.
You know, it makes me feel like you think I can't cook.
And that's not it. That's not at all. This is going crazy. Like, girls, snap out of it.
During the dinner service, Amber took charge of the meat station. At one point, she expressed concern about Lauren, who seemed a bit spaced out. When it came to the entrees, she was pleased to finish in the red kitchen, confident in Mary Lou's victory. However, she couldn't resist reminding Corey that not picking her was her loss.
It is definitely your loss. You do not have me on your team tonight.
But was it? Well, you be the judge. In the meantime, Chef Ramsay noticed that Amber forgot to include the chicken in her entrees.
So we forgot the chicken?
Yes, chef.
Now we've f***ed up. This is all shit. We're not sending that.
Mary Lou had to call her team down, and when asked about the chicken delay, Amber estimated 7 minutes. This led Mary Lou to refire the entire table, struggling to maintain composure with Amber. During her second attempt, Amber, determined to get it right, readied her refired chicken for the pass. However, Lauren was concerned about the chicken's texture. Undeterred, Amber was ready to serve it and face the consequences. Unfortunately, Lauren's worries were really justified, as the chicken turned out to be as raw as could be. This was a fact that Mary Lou did not hesitate to show the rest of the team.
All of you come back here right now. Everybody come back right now. Okay, my chicken's raw. I need you all to be on the exact same page.
In response, Mary Lou made the call to switch stations for Amber and Cody. But Amber came away from it frustrated, especially since Cody managed to get his chicken accepted.
So annoying because it's like, boy toy to the rescue.
How insulting. In the end, Mary Lou lost the finale to Corey. Guess Corey managed just fine without Amber, huh?
If she didn't want me, then that's her loss.
Her loss indeed. I guess karma decided to swing by after that little declaration, and I have to admit, it was really satisfying to watch it unfold. Up next is this contestant who couldn't get enough button pushing.
Winning Hell's Kitchen would totally change my life. It's Jason who won Hell's Kitchen and has his pocket full of money to beat women off with a stick, for God's sake.
Jason's sexist remarks throughout his time on the show were downright offensive.
I'll be damned if I'm gonna lose to a team of girls. The only thing I'm gonna lose to a woman is like an ironing contest.
His confidence in winning solely because of the team's high spirit was not only misguided, but also demonstrated a dismissive attitude toward the women's capabilities without a man to lead them.
I don't lose to fucking girls, especially a bunch of young little kids.
What's perplexing is while he was quick to undermine the women, he had literally zero cooking skills. So what exactly made him feel so superior? I'm thinking a superiority complex. Anyway, cut to the time that Chef Ramsay discovered Jason's raw halibut.
It's a little more raw than you wanted it, yes, Chef.
A little, okay.
Despite Chef Ramsay's attempt to guide and help him, Jason's halibut returned raw yet again.
And you're sending me raw fish, but it's fucking cold. It's fucking fucking wrong.
And then, instead of owning up to his mistake, he denied everything. And that, in no small part, resulted in the entire freaking restaurant being shut down. No, I'm not kidding. And of course, his struggle at the dessert station was quite a spectacle. When Chef Ramsay quizzed him about the menu, Jason barely even knew what was on it. This led Chef Ramsay sending him to the dorms to study the menu. Yeah, go hit the books, bud.
After the dorm, in the mirror, breathe in, chest out, read the dessert.
Now, when he finally got back into the kitchen, Chef Ramsay took him aside again to test his knowledge of the desserts. Jason struggled and even started saying that he was looking for the door.
Chocolate fondant with,
Oh no.
No, I know this shit. I've hit my breaking point. I'm at the bottom.
So much for our big, strong alpha male, huh? Chef Ramsay wasn't ready to let him throw in the towel, though.
Come here.
The menu. I
Want to go home?
But if you ask me, he should have been ejected. It would have saved everyone a ton of trouble and heartache. Like, remember Jessica? She packed her bags as a result of a lot less whining. So, what did Chef Ramsay see in him? Anyway, as Jason finally started preparing his desserts, it became apparent, if it wasn't already, that he was out of his depth. He even made a rather demeaning remark about women being better at making desserts. Larosse stepped in to assist, informing him that his crème brûlées were ready. But our boy Jason could hardly believe it.
Your creme brulee's done already.
No, it's not. That's not cooked.
When Chef Ramsay tried to get to the bottom of how spectacularly he had failed, Jason shared the issue. And Ramsay offered a solution involving rubbing sugar around the rim with butter and cocoa powder. But was Jason about to take the notes and, move on? See? Told you. He pushed way too many buttons. Up next, let's look at Jackie.
Jackie wrote the list. Why would you write that?
Jackie's actions during prep were completely out of line. First off, deciding to rename the prep list as the fucking list was a move that earned her a well-deserved berating from sous chef Christina. The lecture that followed, where she warned the entire red team about the consequences of such behavior, should have been a wake-up call for Jackie, right?
If any of this happens in this kitchen again, whoever writes it will be finishing the list.
Rather than acknowledging her mistake, Jackie tried to argue that it wasn't disrespectful, showing a lack of understanding and defiance. This led to sous chef Christina's fury. She not only sent her to the chef's table, but also made it clear that she would have fired her if this happened in her own kitchen.
It's a professional kitchen. You would be fired if you work for me.
Accusing Jackie of not caring and calling her the cancer of the red team, sous chef Christina made it abundantly clear just how much of a pain she was to have around. During the cowboy steak night dinner service, Jackie found herself on the appetizer station alongside Chad. Initially, she was unnecessarily concerned about Chad integrating into their service flow, and that was even though he managed to get his appetizers out just fine. Moving on to the entrees, Ariel requested Jackie's help with the tuna, explicitly cautioning her not to overcook them.
I got it, don't worry about it.
Make sure I don't overcook.
They're still cold in the middle.
Unfortunately, Jackie's tuna turned out to be burnt, prompting Ariel to accuse her of not providing the assistance she promised.
You can't figure out what the you're supposed to do. You're not helping me. Go back to your station.
This misstep contributed to the red team losing the service. Ultimately, this led to the time-honored tradition of nominating 2 team members for elimination. During the deliberations, instead of taking responsibility for her role in the burnt tuna incident, Jackie started dodging every ounce of blame thrown her way.
The big part is when you come to help people, you have to actually be able to help them.
She reminded Ashley of her perceived steak searing issues and suggested that if the fish and meat stations hadn't fallen apart, they wouldn't have been kicked out of the service. When Ariel rightfully brought up the burnt tuna, Jackie appeared to be in denial, insisting that she did nothing wrong.
Everything I cooked today was perfect, and I try to help everybody, and they want to throw me in.
Jackie's behavior took a seriously disturbing turn. First off, she shocked everyone by revealing that
I've only been cooking for 3 months!
Yeah, she had only been cooking for 3 months, yet somehow felt entitled to run BLT steak.
You know what? All of them, really. I just hate it that we can't choke people here.
Just to be clear, you shouldn't go around choking people anywhere. Least of all in Hell's Kitchen. After surviving elimination, which was a freaking miracle, let me tell you, back at the dorms, Jackie continued her antics. She mockingly questioned Kristen about having someone with just 3 months of cooking experience on the same level. Kristen, rightfully frustrated, pointed out that Jackie had no idea what she was doing.
You've only been cooking 3 months. You don't know what the you're doing. Everything about you is a sack of
The situation escalated when Jackie, in a confrontational manner, taunted Kristen and even threw her lighter to the ground, leading to a heated argument, no pun intended.
Either light a cigarette or give me my lighter.
Things took an even darker turn when Jackie dumped an ashtray on Kristen's shoulder. This prompted Kristen to express her disgust and frustration.
Kristen,
Put your hands up.
done. Done.
Put your hands on me.
Out of my fit.
Eventually, Kristen decided that she had had enough and left the patio, questioning what was wrong with Jackie. Jackie's admission that she was playing mind games with Kristen because she couldn't physically harm her is deeply troubling.
Kristen, it's a game now, and it is to with your mind. That's what happens when you can't strangle a bitch.
This kind of hostility and manipulation is beyond unacceptable. It's just plain frustrating to watch. I couldn't even begin to imagine how her fellow chefs must have felt. But wait, if you thought that was frustrating, then wait till
I'm just so sick of stupid bitches. Every time I work in a kitchen with women.
Simply put, her work ethic was non-existent. During prep before the first service, Lacey's method of working didn't sit well with her teammates. She appeared reluctant to start on a station until she knew where everyone else was. And here I am, struggling to understand why it even mattered to her. Anyway, to make matters worse, her continuous complaints during prep got on Andrea's nerves. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Lacey became unsure about what to do and suddenly left in the middle of prep. That is when she declared she was giving up.
I don't want to do this shit anymore. I really don't.
I mean, why did she even bother entering the competition? Because her decision understandably enraged her teammates even further.
She said I quit.
Stick a fork in her.
She doesn't have a lot of confidence. If you don't have faith in yourself, what the fuck makes you think we are?
Even though she did eventually come back to the Red Kitchen, the damage was done. LA, in particular, was still visibly upset with Lacey for shirking her responsibilities and walking away when things got too tough. This action severely undermined team cohesion and trust. It really only cast Lacey as unreliable and lacking the resilience required in a high-pressure kitchen environment.
Of course, now I'm definitely the most hated and, whatever.
Just 5 minutes before the service, Koi requested Lacey's assistance with the soufflés, but she failed to show up. And this led to a major argument.
This station is fucked up. Come on, Koi. Don't say a fucking thing.
The famous chef had to play referee and intervene to calm the situation down.
I'm just about to open the doors. I'm not asking you two to be lovers, okay?
Absolutely.
Calm down, get a grip, and show me some form of composure, yes?
But despite her repeated threats to quit and her refusal to help her team during the punishments, she managed to avoid elimination somehow. Even after the third disastrous service, she remained safe, all thanks to G's act of bravery. But like, imagine a world where G didn't twist her ankle and have to leave the competition. I know for a fact that we wouldn't be talking about her for this long, at least. Anyway, back at the dorms, tensions between Andrea and Lacey boiled over. Andrea didn't hold back in expressing her feelings.
I'll tell you what, you had a saving grace tonight. You better fucking prove yourself.
Right. Lacey retaliated, accusing Andrea in return.
You just turned on your bitch switch.
Andrea didn't take that very well and fired back, pointing out that this switch in attitude was always triggered by Lacey's behavior. Things heated up even more when Andrea raised some questions of her own.
Couldn't Lacey have fell and fucking twisted her ankle?
It was a harsh but honest exchange. Koi also weighed in, reminding everyone of the loss of one of their strongest chefs that night. But Andrea and LA weren't holding back at all, questioning whether Lacey truly deserved to stay.
We lost one of our best team members.
Do you think you deserve to be here?
Do you seriously think you deserve to be sitting right there?
Yeah.
Feeling frustrated by everyone ganging up on her, Lacey finally reached her breaking point.
Want me to go quit right now?
You know what?
It never shut the fuck up about it.
But as expected, her attitude did not improve even after being moved to the blue team. During the punishment after losing the leftovers challenge, Lacey's lack of participation stood out glaringly among the men.
Between rolling out cookie dough, this is gonna take all freaking day.
She spent most of her time standing around, complaining about the workload and describing it as terrible. When assigned to handle the top-up plates, she appeared lost and unsure where to place them, despite clear instructions from Robert.
None of these people here treat me like an equal. Where am I going?
I don't know, Lacey. I mean, somewhere where you can polish it.
As the blue team continued prepping, Jay noticed Lacey's mistake. She actually forgot to remove the paper from a tray before putting it in the oven. When Robert pointed out her error, it led to, you guessed it, yet another heated argument.
I fucked up, and it's not your fucking
You need to
problem.
stop right now and listen to what we're trying to tell you.
Tensions rose further as Robert expressed his wish for Lacey to leave, albeit not in those exact words.
Use a Jedi mind trick and just choke the shit out of that bitch mentally.
This prompted Lacey to challenge him to speak directly rather than muttering. She then threatened to quit if another argument ensued.
I'm not if I fight with anybody right now, I'm leaving. I swear to God.
You're what?
Completely unfazed, Jay gave her the go-ahead to leave if she wanted to, even offering to take over her tasks. Meanwhile, Ben struggled to keep his cool as Lacey stormed out of the kitchen, adding to the chaos.
Use your head, baby. Come on. Push this back.
I don't know what's in your fucking dish. Oh, I hate you guys.
Now, how many of you were surprised that she made it this far into the competition? Because God knows I am. Next, I want to talk about the 6th service of the 6th season. Here's hoping that another 6 doesn't show up in this section.
Tennille, what's all this spinach for? I know you're wearing glasses. Come here. Why is all this spinach cooked like this?
Anyway, Tennille found herself at the garnish station when a hiccup occurred when they prepared too much spinach. In the heat of the moment, Chef Ramsay's frustration boiled over, leading to the unflattering term,
Put the spinach to order, you lazy cow!
Chef Ramsay needs to learn how to show some respect, especially when I'm up there working hard.
I'm with them on this one. Totally Team Tennille. What about you?
Fuck you.
He's a disrespectful old British motherfucker.
As the night progressed, trouble brewed in the kitchen when the mashed potatoes adhered stubbornly to the pot. And, well, the quantity fell short for a 2-person serving.
Fuck off, will you, yeah?
It's not enough. You just gotta find something to bitch about.
In an attempt to avoid the previous mistake of serving extra portions, Tennille and her teammate faced Chef Ramsay's stern rebuke. He accused them of treating the situation lightly.
It's so bizarre. Whether this is a joke or an act for you, why did you send me that pan with no mashed potato in
Chef,
there?
the other orders I put up lighter.
So now you've gone back the other way with fuck all in there.
This criticism proved to be too much for Tennille, who retaliated by calling Chef Ramsay himself crap.
Cause you're crap!
You're crap.
Oh, damn. The shock resonated through their teammates as Chef Ramsay swiftly ejected them from the kitchen. A fight started brewing in the back store, with Chef Ramsay issuing a stern warning against disrespect.
Let me do my job!
Don't you dare turn around and tell me that I'm fucking crap.
You
fuck off through those doors. That's
you
right.
can dish it, but you can't take it.
Instead of seeing it as the pure rebellion that it probably was, Chef Ramsay sensed the passion behind their words. It was like he realized that they weren't just throwing a tantrum, but was genuinely passionate about cooking. By the way, you cannot forget about the chef who told Chef Ramsay off and lived to tell the tale. No, not Joseph, he was just a bitch. In particular, I want to rewind to the 2nd service of that season. Van brought his unique energy to the tableside shrimp scampi service, and Jean-Philippe approached him to offer him some advice. But Van, in his characteristic assertive manner, was not receptive to the interference.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Watch me.
I'm working.
I'm gonna give you some...
I'm in action here.
He promptly and very aggressively informed Jean-Philippe that he was focused on his work. Chef Ramsay, observing the tension between the two, intervened by stepping into the dining room and urged them to maintain composure in front of the customers.
Both of you calm down, but keep it cool in front of these customers, and you keep it cool. Is that clear? Table 20. Okay.
Later on, Van selected his cart and approached the table designated for the red team. This prompted Jean-Philippe to report the incident to Chef Ramsay.
Chef, he's going to the wrong table.
Oh no. Van! Come here!
The famous chef, addressing Van at the hot plate, instructed him to deliver a scampi special to the correct table. Seizing the opportunity, Chef Ramsay inquired about the apparent tension between Van and Jean-Philippe. In response, Van offered the explanation that there was a perceived language barrier.
What do you mean there's a language barrier? He's speaking English, you dick.
I know, but he's from Texas.
Chef Ramsay trying to hold his laughter in cracks me up. Shortly thereafter, Van was engrossed in preparing his scampi appetizers, so much so that he dropped them on the floor not once, but twice.
I'm sorry. I gotta go get a pan, okay? I will be right back.
Don't get in trouble.
Returning to the kitchen for another pan, Jean-Philippe advised Van not to run in the dining room, a suggestion that Van found disagreeable.
Listen to me! Listen to me!
The confrontation intensified, prompting Chef Ramsay to intervene by pulling both individuals into the pantry.
Come here, both of you, come here, now!
I'm gonna fuck you up, bro.
I genuinely thought that he would throw hands, considering, you know, he's the son of an ex-WWE star, Luna Vachon. Thank God there wasn't a top rope anywhere near them. Anyway, Jean-Philippe expressed his concern about Van's lack of respect for the dining room, but Van, seemingly indifferent, shrugged off Jean-Philippe's remarks.
No respect
Don't
whatsoever.
shout! We're in front of the customers now!
I'm sorry, Chef.
He's not respecting this dining room, Chef.
Chef Ramsay reprimanded both parties and urged them to focus on their respective duties to ensure a smooth collaboration.
If you do your job, and you do your job, we'll come together.
I think JP was right. He's the maître d'œuvre in charge of the dining room, and Van should have listened to him. What do you think, though?
Ladies first.
JP, you'll always be famous. In the very same service, Joseph attempted to assert vocal authority over the fish station. But as it became evident that too many Blue members were involved in cooking fish, he sought to alleviate the chaos like the leader that he was.
I don't want to take charge. Would you just shut the fuck up for a minute and fucking relax? You're all like chickens right now. Relax.
Amid considerable challenges in both kitchens, Chef Ramsay made the decisive call to have both teams serve shrimp cocktails to the dining room and subsequently shut down operations. During the evaluation, as he prompted the teams to nominate 2 individuals for elimination, Joseph deviated from the instructions. Rather than listing the first nominee and providing reasons, he challenged the process outright.
They can speak for themselves, but they know who they are.
Hey, smartass, I asked you to tell me.
For someone in the Marine, he sure doesn't know what insubordination means. Anyway, when Chef Ramsay asked for nominees, Joseph kinda threw out Tony and Andy. But Chef Ramsay wasn't having it and pushed them to pick just one.
Who's the first nominee and why?
Tony and Andy.
Listen, I know you may be slightly stupid.
Slightly? More like extremely. But Joseph stuck to Tony, playing the team card.
We sat down as a group, let everyone pick each other. No peer pressure. We're men.
Naturally, things got really tense. Chef Ramsay was annoyed, but Joseph, still not backing down, said his team knew what's up and they decided together.
Listen, you chippy idiot. I asked for one nominee and why. Plain English.
The famous chef tried to bring him back to reality, but Joseph wasn't having any of it.
I ain't no fucking bitch, Chef. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no bitch.
What?
Yeah, show some respect.
Shut your fucking mouth. That's what you should do right now.
And of course, that's when Hell's Kitchen's most iconic moment went down.
Fuck that shit, dog. I ain't here for that. You want a fucking jacket?
For all the wrong reasons.
I ain't here for that, dog. You wanna talk about fucking fighting?
Oh, wow.
You wanna get fucking rough?
Do you think I'm scared?
But Joseph was on a mission, hurling insults at Chef Ramsay all the while.
Fuck you.
There you go.
You ain't no but a bitch.
And that was the last straw for Chef Ramsay. He promptly told Joseph to hit the road.
Fuck all you all.
Watch the step.
Now, there are many interesting theories on his sudden, unprovoked meltdown, and if you aren't caught up on all of them, be sure to check out my video right here. Trust me, it's something you're not gonna want to miss. Now, hopping over to Season 8. And you best believe I'm talking about Raj. Yeah, he was bad, but not as bad as people make him out to be. And honestly, I think Raj was sabotaged by Vinny too.
Don't push the sides, so I look good.
I'm ready with the sides. Look, I got all the sides ready. I'm waiting for them to...
So why is he not taking the orders?
After almost everyone from the blue team was sent back to the dorms, he urged everyone to relax, which upset Louis. Louis shouted at him for being patronizing.
You're 50, how dare you fucking condescend?
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Listen.
How dare you condescend to me?
The rest of the blue team sided with Louis and started throwing objects at Raj.
Fucking douchebag.
Go, bro! You're attacking me, motherfucker.
Raj faced criticism from Vinny for improperly preparing parsley and was harshly criticized by Boris, who called him worthless. But in much, much harsher terms.
Fuck you!
Raj, you're a waste of life.
Fuck you, bitch!
You're a fucking waste of life, Raj.
Absolutely unwarranted. You want to tell him that he wasn't being useful or contributing anything to the team? Fine. There are so many other ways to say it without being a dickhead. And Trev, who gets a lot of sympathy for being bullied by Scott Lee in Season 18, was a bully to Raj and Sabrina, if you recall, in his debut season.
Billy, get through that thick skull of yours!
Trevor's harassing me for no reason. He's being more of a problem than a solution.
And Russ Hole joined them as well.
If you talked to me like you talked to me before about that salmon, I would have slapped the shit out of you.
I really wonder if they've watched the new seasons of the show, where people are so respectful of each other even during disagreements. They'd learn a thing or two, I think. Anyway, let's move on. How many of you found it frustrating to watch Season 9 because of Elise's ongoing feud with Carrie? I sure did.
I didn't let her cook it. She came over and grabbed it, Chef. Well, I was gonna cook it for you because we're all a team, right?
These ladies were teamed up for the Meet and Grill Challenge. But you couldn't have cooked up a worse pairing. Right from the start, there was tension between them. It began with Elise taking charge by telling Carrie to step back before the countdown even started.
The mere sight of Carrie irritates me. Dang, back up off my arm, dog.
The bitch won't let me do shit.
As the second pair for the red team, their performance was disappointing. The only impressive thing was their filet mignon. Elise was quick to point fingers, blaming Carrie for their failures.
It was Carrie's fault. She was just standing there bitching and complaining when she should have been serious about the challenge.
Carrie's performance was lackluster, and although she did do okay, Elise didn't hesitate to highlight her shortcomings. Honestly, Elise wasn't exactly friendly. She outright bullied Carrie.
The first time all the food was up there.
Don't talk to me right now.
No, Elise,
I don't
we
want to
got to
hear what
talk
you got to
anyway.
say.
Imagine working, living, or even being friends with someone like her. Every day would be a waking nightmare. Anyway, the punishment they eventually landed was pretty brutal.
Carrie looked like she was enjoying it. She's probably had plenty of meat in her mouth.
And the famous chef did his damnedest to hold Elise and Carrie accountable for the team's defeat.
She fucking gets on my last nerve. And I get along with everybody.
Following the family night disaster, Elise wasted no time in singling out Carrie once more.
You up the whole rhythm of the kitchen, and I knew this was gonna happen.
I did.
Yes, you
Stop
did.
it.
When Carrie tried to talk things out, Elise shut her down bluntly. Like, she really took Carrie's existence personally.
Do you take medication? Because I think that you are living in another world.
Then, Elise took things up a notch, launching into a barrage of hurtful comments. She labeled Carrie as out of touch, a mere nuisance, and relentlessly criticized her for messing up all night long.
Get out of my face.
Just wait. You can talk to her later.
She can talk up on the chopping block. That's when she can talk.
At first, Elise attempted to deflect the blame by pointing the finger at the meat station for their problems.
Elise, you're gonna blame me anyway.
I caused it. I said if Carrie's on me, we're.
When Carrie finally stood up to her, suggesting that Elise would find a way to blame her regardless of the circumstances, Elise doubled down on her attack, mercilessly highlighting Carrie's mistakes. Their clash hit a distressing low when Elise said something really, well, let's hear her say it.
That's the entire night, though.
Well, then you're crazy. I said, period. End of discussion. Now I know.
I don't want to comment on how she is in real life, but she was disgusting on the show. No empathy, no decency, just a plain awful person. Rather than just handling the situation maturely, she opted for belittling and hurling hurtful insults at Carrie. Her choice of words about medication and being crazy and all that, disrespectful. It was totally disrespectful. And what's worse, she was perpetuating backward stereotypes about people's mental health.
I'm not an alcoholic like you. Walking around with a whole bottle of wine with a straw in it.
And it wasn't just Carrie. During prep before the fourth service, Elise began showing sous chef Andy some attitude, but Andy didn't tolerate it for a second.
That's all we have?
That's why I put 8 heads on there, because it cooks down.
Could you stop talking to me like I'm your fucking child?
She continued to push back, oblivious to the fact that Andy held the position of authority.
You need to calm down.
I am calm. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're always talking back to me, and you don't need to talk back to me.
And when Elise responded to Andy with nothing but condescension, that was the final straw.
I'm here, you're here. Get it straight. Hello?
I heard you.
You're so fucking disrespectful.
Someone definitely needed to put this bitch in her place. I think if Jason stayed any longer, he'd definitely have taken down Elise in season 9. I mean, he was a straight up savage. You had to have seen him in season 12, right? Like, for instance, what happened in episode 3 was insane. It was pure chaos after a disastrous service resulted in both teams being declared joint losers. This led to the nomination of 3 chefs from each team.
Mike, he's poison for the team. Keep DeMarco, keep me, but get fucking Mike out of here.
Yeah, everyone was done with Mike. Even I was done with Mike, and I wasn't even there. During the deliberations, things got heated when Chris brought up to Mike that he felt his role was limited to seasoning the fish. And, well, he wanted a more active leadership role that night. But before he could even finish, Jason cut in trying to defend himself, only to be shut down by Jason.
Chris wanted to fucking be the first guy to lead. You know, that's not like one person just works and the others doesn't, you fucking idiot.
Bodied. Or, what do the kids say these days? Oh, right, Jason ate. But I doubt Mike would even understand what was going on. Then Chris shifted the blame to Gabriel. The situation escalated even further when Gabriel defended himself against the suggestion that he and Chris had performed similarly.
You fucking crazy? You stood there like a bitch, just standing there watching him. That's right, I did.
So he and Jason soon found themselves in a hell of an argument.
Go back to the grocery store, motherfucker! Fucking put the nail, bitch!
Let him cook, man. Let him cook. This has to be one of the most hilarious HK takedowns. Anyway, the verbal sparring reached a point where DeMarco, Scott, and Anton had to step in before things got really physical. Shout out to our man DeMarco for being the first to intervene, especially considering he was smaller than both of them. But DeMarco alone wouldn't be able to stop what was going on.
One shot! He doesn't get worse than the grocery store!
Mike was massively delusional, and Jason rightfully gave him a much-needed reality check. And now, let's move on to the creative steak challenge of season 10, where one contestant takes the cake for being the worst.
Hit me, bitch!
fucking hit me. Because I ain't like you. Fucking hit me. Fucking hit me.
Chef Ramsay pointed at Kimmy, instructing her to collaborate using her teammates' ingredients. Ultimately, the red team would decide which of the two dishes would face judgment. As the cooking began, Kimmy made a quick call to fry both her parsnip and bacon.
Robin, Tiffany has... Oh,
So
Robin.
your dish or my dish? It goes up there.
However, when it came time for the dish descriptions, all eyes were on Robin's creation.
Make a decision, please.
I love Robin.
Yes, this sauce.
Robin's.
This left Kimmy feeling more than a bit irked. She believed the decision had been predetermined, and her hard work on her dish went unnoticed. The red team's judgment proved to be a major blunder. I wonder how Christina even made this mistake.
The rub is disgusting. It's wet, it's soggy, and it's overcooked.
When the red team lost the challenge 2-3, Chef Ramsay still wanted a taste of Kimmy's dish. He was really intrigued by the lady's approach. Meanwhile, Robin decided that now would be a great time to bust out her childishness.
This is the fucking crybabies crying. Let the fucking crybaby put our steak up there.
How mature. When Kimmy finally presented her creation, Chef Ramsay's taste buds were in for a treat. He likened it to a barbecue short rib and gave it a seal of approval. Robin, on the other hand, appeared to predict Chef Ramsay's reaction to her dish, assuming that he'd say something along those lines. But the famous chef wanted to prove what he thought about it beyond a shadow of a doubt. He had the women take a taste of it.
Ladies, I am sorry, but I know where you're coming from because that is delicious.
Wrong choice.
While Kimmy relished the sense of redemption, thinking she had showcased her steak cooking prowess to her teammates, Chef Ramsay wasn't as pleased. He criticized the women's decision, suggesting that Kimmy's dish could have seriously challenged Clemenza's creation if they had just chosen it for the judging.
Bad choice, ladies.
Yeah, you're right, chef.
Because that would have given Clemenza a run for his money, let me tell you.
This is when Robin began to feel threatened and insecure that Kimmy had outshined her, leading to the former showing her true colors.
I sometimes feel like I protect Kimmy.
Is this true?
In a rather delusional state, Robin convinced herself that she would fare better on the blue team, thinking that they would respect her more. However, Christina rightly didn't share the same sentiment.
Don't turn around, Christina, because I did.
So now you're in charge of me too? Oh, go ahead, girl.
During the first service of the third season, things got so messy in the red team. When the women's order came in, it turns out that Bonnie messed up the risotto by adding garlic by mistake. This led to a big fight between Bonnie and Joanna.
Garlic goes in last, y'all. It's gonna make that taste bitter. All right. I hear you.
Ugh, that was rough. But could there ever be a video about physical confrontations without Tiffany in the mix? When Tiffany told Julia to prep the apples, she thought she could do better by cooking eggs instead. 41 minutes later, both kitchens still hadn't served any appetizers, and Tiffany ended up admitting a certain something to Chef Ramsay.
How long?
We have to start it over, chef, because the eggs are...
Seriously, how do you mess up something so simple? While all this was going on, Julia wondered why she wasn't asked to do more than just peel apples.
Come on, ladies!
I've done been over there 3 times trying to help with them eggs.
She could seriously outperform everyone on that team, and yet the disrespect? Chef Ramsay then told Bonnie to assist Tiffany, but Bonnie's nerves got the best of her, causing her to mess up the yolks.
Come on, please. I can't, I don't know where to go now.
By the time the dinner service hit the 2-hour mark, Julia tried to offer help again, but Tiffany shut her down. This made Julia break down in tears and confide in Chef Ramsay.
Because
I know, but
I'll tell you when
I'm over there.
Okay, I'll tell you when
Why are you pushing me?
Can you see what I'm faced with? Why are you crying?
I really can't stand how the red team treated Julia like she was beneath them just because she didn't come from a fancy background like they did.
They act like I can't do nothing and they're not getting nothing produced.
And Tiffany's reaction to Chef Ramsay comforting Julia?
When Julia came up and started bawling, it's like, don't pull out the whole team because you want your 2 minutes in the spotlight.
Yeah, total jealousy. The way they teased and mocked Julia was just plain sad, you know? Especially considering she was killing it that season, outshining almost everyone. They looked down on her for being a Waffle House cook, but let's be real, they couldn't even cook a quail's egg to save their lives. But Julia, well, she nailed it like a pro. The famous chef definitely recognized her potential as well. However, things got tense when Melissa's carefulness on Joanna's station led to another argument.
Melissa, I have been cooking the same for the last
She's the
8
only one
courses. Dude, she's telling me my is overcooked, and it's the only spaghetti that's done.
Despite Tiffany's efforts to calm things down, Joanna erupted, blaming Melissa for ruining her spaghetti. But Chef Ramsay had had enough.
You want to do it? How many of my I don't want to do it now.
Ladies, can we stop arguing? Yeah?
And boy did that help things out. Now, here comes a chef who was hell-bent on marching to the beat of her own drum. But leave it to Chef Ramsay to remind her who the real boss was in no time flat. So, in Season 9, during the 20-year reunion planning challenge, Elizabeth took charge as the Red Team's representative in the committee meeting. She admitted her lack of experience with Hawaiian cuisine, but suggested infusing it with Asian flavors would do the trick. And that's because, according to her, they were one and the same.
I haven't done Hawaiian cooking and stuff, but I've done Asian. They do taste extremely similar.
And with all the misplaced confidence in the world, she pitched the idea of a surf and turf dish to the committee.
How do you guys feel about combining meat and seafood on the same plate? Like a surf and turf.
Oh boy, here we go. Obviously, the committee was taken aback by Elizabeth's suggestion, as they were expecting a traditional Hawaiian theme. Despite this, during the cooking process, she steered the Red Team both towards Asian cuisine and disaster. She stuck with the Asian theme come hell or high water.
They wanted Asian, so I would definitely want to do appetizer. Bacon wrapped like scallops is really nice.
I honestly can't figure out what she was trying to do here. What's more, she proposed making bacon-wrapped scallops, which made a lot of people, including Jamie, very nervous.
I was confused as to if she really did have the right details or not.
No, she absolutely did not. Following the cooking period, Chef Ramsay revealed a little insignificant detail that Elizabeth had failed to communicate to her team.
The theme is Hawaiian.
I didn't hear anything about Hawaiian. It was Asian. I don't know where she came up with Asian.
Consequently, when Elise served up those bacon-wrapped scallops that Elizabeth was so adamant about, Chef Ramsay criticized Elizabeth for neglecting to inform her team that one of the committee members was a pescatarian.
Elizabeth Diada did explain that she was pescatarian and she couldn't eat meat.
They ended up losing, because obviously they lost, and they were handed a punishment of decorating the dining room, cleaning both kitchens, and decorating the cake. Ideally, Elizabeth should have been doing it all. This one was totally on her. But sadly, the whole team had to suffer on her account.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was under the impression that we could mix them. I'm sorry.
And Elise knew it, and let Elizabeth have it for single-handedly ruining the entire service. Elizabeth then tried to defend herself, saying that she thought they wanted Asian food, but, come on.
But you pressed the issue of bacon.
Pork, we want pork, so I said go with bacon.
We would all know that we can't put bacon on it.
Can't blame the whole thing on me. Everybody lost points.
And then she has the audacity to try and blame Elise for some undercooked scallops? Come on, that's just plain ridiculous. Elise must have been fuming, and honestly, I wouldn't blame her if she was. Elizabeth tried her very best to act like it wasn't her fault, but let's be real here. She was the one who gave the team the wrong info from the very beginning.
And not because of the information I said, just because the dishes were not good enough.
Oh, and let's not forget that they lost the challenge even before they got to the fish round. So trying to blame the final dish for the loss, that's total nonsense. If Elizabeth had just given them the right info in the first place, maybe, just maybe, things would have turned out differently, but who knows. However, that was far from the only mistake made that season. In episode 2, Brendan found himself on the fish station, ready to fire up some sea bass for the next order. However, he jumped the gun, and Chef Ramsay wasted no time in giving him an earful for it. So, Brendan quickly dropped another sea bass as ordered.
Is your meat ready?
No, chef.
And the garnish all ready?
No, chef.
You've got to work as a team.
But when his second attempt was served, Chef Ramsay grew suspicious. He questioned whether Brendan had sent out the same fish that had been cooked a good 10 minutes prior.
Is that the same bass?
No, chef.
You didn't start a fresh one?
Yes, I did, chef.
Despite Brendan's initial denial, Chef Ramsay's suspicions persisted. What followed next was epic.
Show me.
Yeah.
So, what happened to the fish, Brendan? Did it just disappear into thin air?
Chef, I can't find it.
Are you lying to me?
Brendan eventually had to admit to his mistake, exposing his lie and undermining his credibility in the same breath.
Is that the bass from 10 minutes ago, or is that a fresh one you cooked? 'Cause I'm gonna turn this fucking kitchen upside down.
But, the way he was acting, digging through the trash like he was actually gonna find something, was Oscar-worthy. However, Brendan's troubles were far from over. The famous chef threatened him with automatic elimination if he was caught lying again.
And how dare you go to the garbage can, search it, and turn me out like that? You do that to me one more time, trust me, elimination. I'll send you out there and then, let me tell you that.
Despite this, his performance didn't improve at all. When he finally presented his sea bass, it was undercooked, because of course it was. Chef Ramsay's frustration boiled over as he reprimanded the men for failing to serve a single entree.
Blue team,
Yes, chef.
stop!
Chef.
It's just got worse.
Ultimately, the blue team lost the service, prompting further criticism from his teammates back at the dorms. However, that same criticism was like water off a duck's back for Brendan.
I do not want to keep
talking about this. Go get this over with, all right? Let's go face the music.
Brendan faced the harsh reality of being the blue team's first nominee for elimination. In his plea to remain in the competition, Brendan emphasizes determination and passion, expressing his desire to continue working towards success, particularly at BLT Steak. He then took responsibility for his earlier lie, acknowledging that it was not characteristic of his true self and offered a sincere apology.
Heart, chef. I don't quit. Character. Those are things that you cannot teach.
You know, I think we know exactly what kind of character you are, Brendan. And so does Chef Ramsay because, well, the inevitable happened in record time.
The only thing bigger than Brendan's ego are the lies that he tells, and I can't have that in Hell's Kitchen.
In his exit interview, instead of showing an ounce of responsibility or guilt, bro straight up started flirting? Yeah, I don't get it either.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Carrie. Good luck. I am your biggest fan, and call me, all right?
Like that time in season 13, when he brushed off whatever drama was going down in the dorms after the blue team nominated Bryant. But then fast forward to season 16, and he was booting Coop over the same thing, dorm drama. I am by no means justifying what Coop did, but explain the hypocrisy. No, like, seriously, explain it to me in the comment section down below because I'm still stumped to be honest. However, in the meantime, let's move on to one of the biggest leadership fails on the show, bar none.
I blame Melanie because as the captain, I mean, you're kind of accountable for the team.
You're all stuck in fucking neutral. Let's go.
In episode 6 of season 12, Chef Ramsay wanted each team to pick a leader for the next service.
Red team, who did you choose as your captain for tonight's service?
Misha.
Melanie, good.
When they got back downstairs, Melanie seemed pretty pumped to show Chef Ramsay what she was capable of as a leader.
I think I'm one of the strongest leaders, and I am very confident with fish myself, so it should be a great service.
Yeah, no, she was digging her own grave. During prep, Chef Ramsay called Anton and Melanie over for a quick chat, letting them know that their role as team captains had already started. Melanie got giddy and saw this as her chance to show off her leadership skills, especially since she thought the women were stronger than the men. She reassured the ladies that everything was under control and that Chef Ramsay would see just how great of a leader she was.
Chef Ramsay will definitely get a taste of my leadership skills. We're obviously stronger than the boys, so it's gonna be a good night.
As the service kicked off, Melanie instructed Joy and Bev to keep communication flowing regarding the lobster tail. Oh yeah, she thought so highly of her ability to motivate her team. However, Joy not responding promptly to her question and Sandra's uncertain answer about timing made her uneasy. And, well, she felt her control slipping.
Let us know on your 2 minutes so I can put my scallops down. I can only control my own 2 arms. I can yell as much as I want, but if people don't get it, then it is on my ass.
Beth's call for a minute on the lobster tail, even though she already had it, didn't help matters.
Stop! The lobster's still raw.
Yes, sir, I haven't put it in yet.
Oh my god.
She accused Beth of freezing up and not knowing what to do, but Chef Ramsay reminded her to take charge.
Come on, Melanie. Nothing's coming out. Drive your team, Melanie. Let's go.
Yes, Chef.
Yep, it's your job as a leader to get her out of her shell, right? But what did Melanie do? Well, nothing. And that's the problem.
Melanie, hello? Speak up.
Halfway through the entire service, the women still hadn't sent out a single appetizer, and Chef Ramsay called out Melanie for her silence.
Melanie, I haven't heard you all night. Come on, Melanie.
And when Beth served an overcooked lobster tail, Chef Ramsay did not hesitate to point out the decline in quality.
Look at it. Rubbery, chewy, overcooked for the chef's table. Melanie, when the pressure's on, my God, do the standards dip.
Melanie then desperately attempted to coordinate Beth and Joy for the refire. However, Joy was lost when she realized that Beth hadn't even prepared a lobster tail in the first place.
Hey, Beth, get my lobster tail ready now. Huh? Somebody hop over there.
There's not even a fucking lobster tail in there.
Melanie felt that Beth was weighing the team down way too much, so she took matters into her own hands and handled the lobster tail herself. Despite Beth's confusion, Melanie's effort paid off when Elizabeth Perkins' table received her order. But in spite of that small victory, that didn't stop some raw halibut from gracing the pass.
This was brought by your captain.
Just raw, soggy, pink halibut. Can't even rip it apart.
With tensions rising and rising, Chef Ramsay accused Melanie of giving up and warned her of the dire consequences if she didn't step up her game.
I'm trying, Chef.
I'm not going to tell you one more time. Cut the shit or go home. Good night.
Yeah, that's a scolding she 100% earned. But if we're talking about well-deserved punishments, look no further than the family night dinner service of season 16. Things were off to a shaky start when Shayna found herself paired with Heidi on the appetizer station. Despite Heidi's advice to give the pizza a few more minutes in the oven, Shayna opted to ignore her and send it to the pass anyway.
Do I need to go anymore?
A little bit longer, the top of it's not cooked.
It's all right. Just a little bit. It's okay.
Don't ask for my opinion, Shayna, if you're not gonna take it.
Of course, that decision was about as huge of a mistake as you'd expect.
Pizza's undercooked. Raw dough. Look, you put your finger in there, just go straight through. Who cooked the pizza?
I did.
Hey, young lady, raw dough.
Okay.
Now, in the very next dinner service, Shayna was assigned to the meat station. As she worked on pushing out entrees, the red team suddenly received Adrienne Malouf's table. Shayna's pan caught fire, resulting in dried chicken and an incomplete order from Malouf's table.
Shayna, come over.
Yes, chef.
Just touch it then, it's dry. It's dry, yeah, it's dry.
Despite her honest assertion that she would never serve raw food, Chef Ramsay emphasized that nobody was pleased with the situation, least of all him.
Sorry, chef, I'm on the refire.
That dried chicken, now the raw chicken's for Adrienne Malouf. It's our special guest on the chef table, and she's not very happy. And nor I.
After another 10 minutes, her third attempt at the chicken was finally accepted. However, the challenges continued. When Kimberly adjusted the temperatures for desserts and relocated her meats, Shayna was still struggling.
I gotta drop this temp on this Wellington. I gotta pull it out, put it in your oven. I need to put your Wellingtons in here. From now, I'm dropping temp on the oven.
She sent out a mix of raw and overcooked Wellingtons, and guess what? She accused Kimberly as quickly as she could. But when the raw Wellingtons kept coming, Chef Ramsay ejected the red team from the kitchen outright.
Just touch that.
The dough's raw, chef.
No,
you can see it.
That's raw. No, that's overcooked, and that bit there is raw as well, so.
My teammate messed this up.
Damn, that was rough. Moving on, during the 8th dinner service of season 15, Jared manned the fish station. Despite considering himself proficient in seafood, Chef Ramsay observed him flipping scallops off the heat, causing them to stick to the pan and tear. However, instead of allowing him to relax, Chef Ramsay brought Jared out to the dining room to address the mistake directly.
You took the pan off the stove. The pan gets cold, you put it back on there, they stick like to blank, get some fresh air,
Yes,
and
chef.
get your head out your.
Yes, chef.
When he got back, the blue team had just started working on the main dishes. Manda told him not to rush her because she wasn't feeling too fast that night due to her injury. But he did not seem to care about Manda's situation and told her to deal with it quietly.
Jared, I can't move fast.
What do you mean you can't move fast?
Let me take my time and don't rush me.
Can I get you anything? You know, let me rub your back. Shut the up and let's go.
Later on, when Chef Ramsay asked for the Arctic char, along with Chad's question, he didn't say anything.
2 Arctic char. No answer.
Jared, we're going on yours, right?
No.
This lack of communication got Chef Ramsay mad, and he made him and Chad sit at the chef's table, scolding them for not talking to each other.
Standing next to each other, and we refuse to talk. Both of you, talk now. I don't give a what it's about, but just have a talk.
But Jared made a return during the All-Star season. Because, of course he did. To me, he was just a cut above the rest in the excuse department. If you know, you know. You see, Jared felt swamped because apparently there were tons of garnishes being fired up that night, and he took out his feelings on the blue team. He kept calling out inconsistent timings even though the proteins were all good to go.
But I need to know your timing to match my fish.
45 seconds. Like he's literally lying to us on how long the garnish is gonna be. Walk that garnish, bro. No. 45 seconds.
That was 10 seconds ago and 30 seconds before that.
However, things took a turn when he suddenly called for a medic, swearing that he cut his finger. However, Chef Ramsay checked it out, and lo and behold, there wasn't a cut within a half a mile of this guy. After seeing the medic, Jared returned, claiming that he was all patched up, but Chef Ramsay wasn't buying it.
He's bleeding to death. He's bleeding to death. You've got a bigger cut on the end of your emergency.
The famous chef was so pissed that he booted the blue team from the kitchen, but not before calling the medic over to confirm his suspicions.
Where was the cut?
I'm not sure. I didn't see the cut.
Thank you so much. Special medic can't even find a cut. Get out!
See, Chef Ramsay was right. Jared faked it. During the deliberations, it seemed like Jared's defense strategy involved a lot of finger pointing. I wonder how he did that, considering, his finger was hurt. But Robin confronted Jared about it. Still, Jared insisted that he had blood on his hands, even though Robin assured him that he wasn't cut.
All-Star and ungarnished and went downhill from there.
I have blood all over my hand.
You didn't have a cut, babe.
I know I got cut. My towel had blood all over it. And I'm just getting pummeled like a nerd in elementary school.
I mean, come on. I feel like we're just beating a dead horse at this point. Anyway, when it came time for the nominations, Jared was first up from the blue team with Robin up as the second. What a pair, right? During his plea, Jared laughably argued that he was a stronger chef than Robin. He admitted that he lost his way that night and emphasized his vocal presence in previous services, which is honestly such a joke.
Ooh, yeah, you were vocal. It went like this. Medic! That's the only time I heard you use your voice.
Jared made a big fuss about Manda's injury, urging her to toughen up, only to end up getting eliminated before her in season 17 due to the mysterious case of his missing cut. Do I even need to point out the hypocrisy here? And honestly, Manda was braver than he could ever be.
Sitting this out is not an option. If I sit out, I'm going home. I cannot let an injury take me out of this thing.
Now, how many of you remember the absolutely iconic elimination quote that Chef Ramsay had for him? Don't forget to comment it down below. That aside, it's never a good idea to lie to your teammates, right? But it's even worse to get on their nerves. Which is exactly what happened in season 18, episode 9. So, Jose teamed up with Trev at the fish station, but he kept interfering with Trev's work.
Just make sure you get a really nice seam. Stop moving them around so much.
Jose, I haven't even cooked anything. You're like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
When Trev's scallops turned out to be raw, Jose took over the refire, sparking even more tension, especially annoying Brett.
I got it.
I'm right here, man.
I know you.
You just yelled at me to do it, I'm gonna do it.
I got it.
I swear to God, I'm cracking my neck and I'm rolling my shoulders. Stab somebody.
Unfortunately, his scallops were sent back for looking downright unappetizing.
Who cooked them?
I did, Chef.
There you go, Chef. There's your sort it out. It's not opening night.
Oh.
Later on, Jose pitched in to assist Godley on his meat duties. However, when Trev sent up burnt salmon, Jose took over again, feeling worried since Trev was an all-star.
Hey, it's not even crisp, it's just scorched. Is there any oil in the pan?
Yes, Chef, there was.
I'm taking over now, okay?
Fine, go ahead.
The famous chef was left speechless because the team had a solid performance the previous night. Unfortunately, Jose's attempts at cooking broke down and he asked Chef Ramsay for some more time.
The salmon is Chef.
Who's running the station? Don't you dare say we!
Despite receiving help from the blue team, his salmon ended up being undercooked. This proved to be the last straw for Chef Ramsay, who promptly ejected the men from the kitchen.
Salmon is still raw. Put the ladle down. You, stand up straight.
Yes,
Red
Chef.
team, get out!
But there was more trouble on the way. During charity night, when Jose was assigned to the Veal Saltimbocca course, he initially struggled to provide Chef Ramsay and Heather with accurate timings.
Come on!
Let's go 10.
10?
Let's go 8 then. 8 is good.
8 minutes, let's go.
While Jose seemed to think that he had his team under control, he missed the crucial detail that 6 portions of veal were undercooked.
Jose, are you happy with that?
Yes, Chef.
It's so tough. Oh my gosh, mine is completely raw.
This oversight led to the dish being sent back. And, well, it prompted Chef Ramsay to reprimand the red team and question who was responsible for cooking it.
Oh. Wow. Who cooked it?
The famous chef was genuinely upset that this was happening, and honestly, who could blame him?
Oh no.
Oh my God.
No, no. Guys, come here, at the back. Oh, there's more coming back.
Oh,
no, 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 no.
Meanwhile, Jose resorted to a flimsy excuse, shifting the blame onto Trev.
I wish I could have cooked the veal myself. I feel like my team let me down, for sure.
Now, this is when Ramsay took matters into his own hands, instructing the men to prepare the desserts while he personally cooked the refires.
I can't believe it. Oh boy.
If Chef Ramsay's cooking for us, that means we up real bad.
But that really reminds me about what happened during Tilly's Sweet 16 dinner service. Well, Mia found herself stationed at the fish station alongside Ariel.
Can you get a bit more batter on the fish, please? More batter on the fish. Make it thicker.
Yes, Chef.
Things quickly turned sour when sous chef Jockey rejected her fish for lacking sufficient batter. This was a setback that set the tone for the entire service.
You touch it!
It's ice cold, Chef.
It's ice cold!
Yeah, so despite her efforts to rebound with a refire, her second attempt came out raw.
Give me the head and the tail, I'll put it back in the water!
This is ridiculous.
The blue team's struggle culminated into a loss for the service, leading to the inevitable task of nominating 2 individuals for elimination. So, when it actually came time to nominate someone for the chopping block, Mia found herself in hot water. Almost every single member of the blue team was pointing fingers her way. However, Mia wasn't about to take that lying down. She was deflecting and pointing out that Kanai had her fair share of slip-ups with the ahi tuna earlier that evening.
Kanai also up a fish.
Your tartare was getting sent back because it wasn't sliced properly.
Yeah.
Mia even went as far as considering Kanai and Ro for the chopping block. And then, when it came to the final decision, Mia ended up being named as the blue team's second nominee for elimination right after Ro. During her plea, Chef Ramsay hit her with a tough question. Was she in over her head?
Kanai, you set
Yes,
the
Chef.
station up and you didn't make the batter.
I started making the batter as soon as we got into the kitchen. She's trying to play the blame game.
Mia didn't back down, arguing that Kanai messed up the batter during prep, which threw her off during service.
All stations were set up on time, so let's
She's
stop
trying to play
talking
the
about
blame
that.
game right now.
But Kanai wasn't having it. She shot back, saying that she did her part during prep, and even had Heather backing her up.
It was done before
It was
dinner
done
service.
before
Chef.
dinner service.
If you want to see someone caught in a lie, then look no further than this next clip. It was so embarrassing.
I make sure that it's set up for success, and I feel like mine wasn't set up for success. I'm a team player, and I'm a leader too.
You know what? Hot take time. I honestly have no idea why she's a fan favorite. Well, anyway, did I miss your favorite chef expose? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hey, you're going down there to chew me out for not liking Mia, so you might as well, right? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to visit my social media pages, drop a like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications if you haven't already. And if you thought this video was crazy, wait till you see my next video right here, since it's even better.